Hi, I'm Carly. I'm going to be doing your intake today.
Okay.
What's your name?
I'm Amanda Kennedy.
Before we start, I just want to let you know that everything that you say here is confidential and will stay in this room. So what brings you in here today?
Well, recently, over the past, few couple months, I've realized that I've been drinking a lot more alcohol than I, have been in the past, so it's been a lot more gradual, but I want to come out and say, I think I'm an alcoholic, and I really wanted to do something about it.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
Right. So tell me a little bit about your family.
Well, my mom and dad everyone's still married, so I live with my mom, my dad. I have a little brother who's 19 going to college, and I have a little sister who's 10. Then there's me. I'm the oldest. We lived in Boston for a while, when I was a little kid, and then when my little brother was born, we moved down to the Cape, so that was a nice little change, and then we've lived there ever since.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
How was your childhood? Did you have a good
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I remember, not really much about living in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
But then we moved down to the Cape. I remember, going to the beach all the time in the summer and, skating on the pond. So there's a lot of, positive memories I have, from when I was a little kid. My little sister was born there, so that was, a huge thing for us.
Are you close with your siblings?
Yeah, I definitely say so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a lot more close with my little sister, even though we're 10 years apart. Mm-hmm. But my brother and I, we're pretty close with each other, too, which is nice.
What about your parents?
Yeah, we're pretty close. I think ever since I've actually gone to college, I think we've gotten closer and we were able to talk about more things.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't told them about my drinking problem that I have.
Has anybody in your family struggled with alcoholism before?
On my dad's side, they're all very partying and they're all very Irish.
Mm-hmm.
So any holiday we usually have is filled with alcohol and filled with coolers. So I would say they all have pretty much kind of a drinking problem.
Mm-hmm.
But then on my mom's side, they're a lot more quiet, reserved, very religious people, I'd actually have to say.
And does your family know you're here?
No, I actually decided to come to therapy myself. My roommates, they actually kind of helped me out too because they saw that my drinking was getting worse and worse, and I've been drinking when I've been doing my homework, so my grades go down.
Mm-hmm.
And so they saw something and was like, oh well, we heard something about school you should go to, so I decided to actually come for myself and do this.
That's good. So would you say that your grades are being affected by?
Yeah, usually I think the drinking has started out because I've gotten a lot more stressed out because of it.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I have a stressful homework assignment, I think oh, if I have this glass of wine, it'll definitely help me with this. But then one turns to two turns to three, and then my homework just gets bad, or I just don't end up doing it.
Have you ever taken any medications or anything?
No, I've never taken any medications prescribed to me, no.
And do you see the drinking affecting your social life? How are your relationships with your friends?
I'd say my friends are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when we go out at parties, though, it kind of gets out of hand, and I don't really remember what happens after we leave the house. So that's
Mm-hmm.
not a good thing. And my roommates will tell me about things I did, and it's kind of just oh boy, okay.
And do you have a job outside?
I do. I had one back home. I couldn't I work here, but I work at school, and it's a pretty minimal job, and I don't have to do a lot, so that's good.
What do you do?
I work at the main student center on our campus.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's fun.
And what about other relationships? Do you have a boyfriend or girlfriend?
I've had a few boyfriends, kind of just we date for a little while and then break up, and then I just kind of move on to the next one, but nothing crazy, nothing serious.
And how classes are good?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of very stressful. It's all major oriented, so it's a lot of classes that are really, really hard, and it's that's why it's so stressful for me.
What's your major?
Psychology.
Oh, do you like it?
I do. It's interesting. It's cool how everything can work together.
Mm-hmm. And do you see your drinking affecting your career goals in the long term?
I mean, if I don't do well in school and I do end up failing out, which is another huge fear of mine, I'm afraid I won't be able to graduate and get a job, and then that just messes up my whole career life.
And have you ever been hospitalized for your drinking?
Yeah, one time back in high school, we were at a bonfire, and I think I just had like way too much to drink, and so I had to go and like get my stomach pumps.
And have you noticed your drinking ever affecting you, or have you ever found yourself going to drinking outside of school problems, outside of your stress from classes?
It's kind of probably just like everyday stress. Like I like maybe like we'll get somewhere late and I'll just like get annoyed and like that'll tick me off, and then like it's kind of like one bad thing happens, and so like everything else has to happen where it's just like so bad. So then I just like go home and just like start drinking, but like secretly from my parents.
And have you ever had any legal issues based
No.
off of your drinking?
I've never like gotten caught for it.
And has your brother experienced any alcoholism?
He's actually like a pretty good kid. He's kind of like a straight edge, not really, but you know, high school where like you try things, but he doesn't do anything like crazy like I have, or like, and my little sister's obviously like way too young to do it.
And have you ever experimented with any other substances?
In high school, I mean, I tried smoking weed, but that like wasn't my thing to do. And then a lot of my friends have done like other kinds of drugs, but that's not my. I've never like tried it.
Have you ever felt tempted to?
Yeah, I guess I'd say so. I mean, especially like when drinking, like I don't really like have control. It's like I do, but like I don't. And so I kind of like just want to like be like, oh, like that would be fun to try, but then something just always like holds me back, so I've never actually tried it before.
So during your childhood, do you remember your first drink you had? Like what age you were, the experience?
Actually, yeah, I do. It was, we were having like a family barbecue at my house when I actually still lived in Brookline, so it was before that was around like I was like 6 years old, and my aunt she had left like a glass of wine on the table, and I thought it was water, and so like little old me was like super thirsty, so I reached up and grabbed it, and I took like a huge sip of it, but it was wine, not water. So that was like kind of funny, and I was always remember it, but I feel like that was something that definitely could have like started the drinking, because I mean, like subconsciously I probably could have like liked it and like something along those lines, and then it kind of just got easier, especially when I was in middle school, and then high school was like super easy because I got a fake ID.
So you found yourself drinking in middle school?
Yeah, I mean, people like in my hometown, like that's like what people do. It's like you start drinking in middle school because that was like the cool thing, and then it went to high school, and now it's just like a lot worse here.
So are you nervous for your sister to start drinking?
I think so, because I know like alcoholism is genetic, and so it can run in families, and so I mean, especially like my brother, like he seems fine, and like he's going to college now, so I think he'll be okay. But like my little sister, like I am nervous for, because like she's young, and like she's gonna be going to middle school next year and then high school. So it's like I don't really know what's going to happen to her.
So did you experience any unpleasant things about your childhood that you remember?
I don't think anything like unpleasant. Like I wasn't like hit as a kid or anything like that. Maybe my parents were working, so maybe like I felt neglected when I was like a little kid, and like didn't have enough attention to me, and like things like that. Because like sometimes it was lonely, just like being by myself and like my little brother, especially like, babysitting him because he was too young, so I couldn't like do anything. So that kind of played a factor, I think.
So what's a normal day for you now?
Well, sometimes like my classes are like really early in the morning, so it's like I'll get up and go to those because those are usually my hard days. And I'll go to class, and then I'll go to another class, and then sometimes I have a break, so I might get something to eat with my friends. But if like we go to eat off campus, it's like sometimes like I may get tempted to like get an alcoholic drink because I can. So sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. So it usually starts around like 11ish on like a school day. And then then I'll wait usually until like dinner time, and then like we'll go back, make dinner, and I might have a glass of wine with dinner. And then like I might start my homework, which I usually do. And it's just sometimes like so stressful that I'll just like keep drinking through it while doing my homework or while writing a paper. And then it just kind of gets out of hand.
I know you live at school, but has your family ever noticed a problem?
I think they've thought some things were like weird once in a while, but nothing like too out of hand for them to say something like, oh, I should go to therapy. They just like want to make sure I'm okay during it.
that's good that they would be open to talking to you about it.
They're kind of supportive in that sense.
Have you ever contemplated talking to them about your problem?
Probably not. I think like we have like a normal like parent-child relationship where like I hide all the stuff parents don't want to hear and like they kind of just smile. But so I think if I talk to them about it, it would be like really awkward and I wouldn't want to do it because it would just be like a not good experience for me. But I mean like maybe when I'm like 21 or like 22 and if it's like still a problem, then I'll definitely talk to them.
Why 21 or 22?
Because like right now I kind of feel like I'm like disappointing them and like going like behind their back by like doing sorry by like doing this, and it's kind of like it's obviously breaking the law, so I feel bad for them for like having to like hide something like this from them, so I'd probably wait till it's like legal for me to actually be drinking.
And growing up, did you ever see your mom drinking a lot? Like
not usually. I mean, like she has like the normal like glass of wine at dinner. We live in a neighborhood, and like on Wednesdays they have like ladies' night down at the Palms, but like nothing ever really gets like crazy out of hand like my dad's side does.
What about your dad in general?
Yeah, I mean, especially at like the family parties, like everyone kind of lets go. So it's him and his 7 other siblings like going crazy and kind of getting like really drunk, and so like that's easily too like to get an alcoholic drink when I need to get one.
Yeah. Would you feel comfortable talking to your mom? Now?
Yeah, I'd probably say like now would definitely be like a better time to talk to her and like open up to her about things, because she is definitely like more understanding now that I'm in school and like I'm gonna be 21 soon, so I think she's more understanding now, and she actually won't like be that disappointed, especially if I like sugarcoat it and I don't have to give her like all the stuff.
So how do you feel when you don't have a drink?
It's definitely a struggle. Like it's definitely really hard for me. Like I get like pounding headaches usually, become like very irritated. I usually take some Advil to like help with anything that like I get too hot. Sometimes I'll like have like the sweats and like shake and everything like that.
So do you definitely see the effects if you don't have a drink?
Yeah, I'm definitely have become like very dependent on it. Like it's kind of like how people like coffee. Like I need it in my system.
So how does your mood change when you have the first drink?
I definitely like start to lighten up, and it's like, oh wow, like I definitely feel better. Like it has like a warm feeling. I like get my headaches gone. It like goes all over my body. Like it just feels so good when I have my first drink.
And when do you usually know that it's time to stop drinking for the night?
Sometimes like I don't know, and it kind of just like happens. Like there's some points where I just like stop remembering the night, but like I put myself to bed, and like so that's like when I kind of have to stop when I'm asleep.
So for every drink, do you drink beer or?
It's kind of a mix of everything.
It's a
like,
mix.
I like wine, I like beer. Usually we'll have like vodka or like tequila when we go out.
So how many shots or drinks or glasses will you have a night?
Oh jeez. With beer it's probably I can probably have like over 6, over 7 maybe. For wine I can have about like 6 glasses, like so sometimes I can drink a whole bottle if I need to in like a night. For like shots, I can probably take like 10 shots probably. Tequila's a little different, but definitely like 10 shots of vodka.
So do you have any memories of like the first time you got drunk?
The first time I think I actually got drunk was I think it was like my friend from high school, the one I had said like I'm friends with. She showed me like not showed me alcohol, but she was the one I like got drunk with for the first time. And it was like in her home, and it was just us two, and she was like, "Oh, just try this," and then we were just like got drunk. So
do your friends influence you to drink?
She didn't really like peer pressure me or like influence me. She kind of was like, "Oh, do you want to try this?" And then we just kind of like drank it. Like it wasn't like peer pressure, like you have to do this, you have to. But she was like, "Oh, try this if you want. Here, like take some. Here, like yeah, have some as much as you want," kind of thing.
Well, is there anything else that you want to tell me, or have anything that you want me to
Yeah,
leave
you
a note
said.
of?
Yeah, definitely don't tell my parents about this, obviously. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think just like I just really want to get help, I guess.
Right. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Thank you.